series on ending violence against children in care settings. We have Kelley. She is, I'm trying to find the best word, but she's an all children's person. If you Google Kelley, she'll come. Google Kelley children. That is all comes. Welcome, Kelley.
Thank you, Jennifer. Nice to be here.
Thank you.
Yes, so I'm Kelley Bunkers. I am a consultant with Maestral International, and as Jennifer said, I don't know if you Google me what you will find, except that I've been around a long time, and particularly in East Africa, where I've worked for at least the last decade, in child protection, system strengthening, around issues of the social service workforce, and especially around issues of alternative care for children. So it's a delight to be here.
You've coordinated an amazing conference on violence against children in care settings. Can you tell us what motivated you to have such a gathering?
I think for me it was, I'm always interested in being involved in opportunities and platforms that bring different actors together. It wasn't my idea, I'd love to take credit for it, but it was the idea of the Better Care Network and the African Child Care Policy Forum, and they asked me to help organize it, and so I really saw it as a great opportunity to bring my love for alternative care and issues around violence together, and to really have an opportunity to, I think, work with and coordinate many of these key actors across Africa that are working in this area. So it was a privilege. It was exhausting, but a privilege.
During the discussions we've had violence is violence. Can you please specify for us, especially for our viewers, about the violence that are specific to care settings?
So I think just to articulate what the conference was about, we called it Violence Against Children in All Care Settings, and we really did want to highlight alternative care settings. But what was important is that we started with how violence against children in the family setting or in the home setting is a push factor and can result in children separating from families and either ending up on the streets or in alternative care. And then the real focus was to look at, in different alternative care settings, what is violence against children? Because as we've said over the last couple of days, we talk about violence against children, and frequently that piece of alternative care does get left out of the equation. And so we wanted to highlight that, and I think in particular highlighting residential care or orphanages, because it is such an issue across the continent, and specifically trying to articulate how neglect of children in residential care, and specifically the negative impact that residential care has on the cognitive, emotional, and physical development of children, how that in and of itself is violence against children, and really trying to make a stronger case and be able to articulate better that unique type of neglect that comes from residential care and its impact on children, and how that is in fact violence against children. So I think what came out of the event yesterday in particular is there isn't much evidence within Africa on violence against children for many reasons, primarily because it's really difficult to collect that information for lots of different reasons, including children being afraid to report it. But what we do have shows incredibly concerning statistics, and I think you heard yesterday, 87% of children in residential care in study intensives have reported at least one instance of physical, sexual, or emotional violence, and that is even worse for younger children. So I think what evidence does exist tells us we need to do something.
You say how can what parts of the system can we strengthen to ensure that, one, we are protecting children in the home setting and preventing them to go to the care setting, and also what systems can we put in place in the care setting to ensure that these children have been protected?
No, good questions. I think what we are talking about and what we know works is sort of this, especially to prevent violence within the family setting, which then results in separation, is this idea of cash plus care intervention. So looking at social protection, household economic strengthening, but not just the economic piece, looking also at that more emotional or social piece that in many ways, and we saw a presentation yesterday, is around parenting. How do we, what are positive discipline techniques that family can use? How do we strengthen communication between the child and the caregiver? So I think that's a way to prevent it, but then looking at what needs to be done in alternative care, I would say for me that what came out of this yesterday was we need to hold governments responsible for first and foremost counting children in alternative care. Where are they? Who are they? Why are they there? And then once we have that data, coming up with concrete actions in how to address the violence that they are suffering in those instances.
You mentioned something about social workers and your work around that. What is the relationship between social workers and violence against children in care setting?
Okay. I mean, I think the workforce was the common denominator, or that red thread throughout the conference. I think what we're realizing is you have a legal and policy framework that can be incredibly strong. You have guidelines for alternative care. You have minimum standards. You have standard operating procedures. If you don't have a trained and competent, resourced and supervised workforce at all levels, that includes sort of community volunteers up through to social workers and statutory systems. If you don't have the actual people to do it, none of it will be done. And I think that within residential care, ensuring that children are properly assessed, that we know what their needs are, and specifically their needs around violence. If they have lived through violence, how can the social welfare workforce address that appropriately? So I think there was a huge call from everybody and a united recognition in how important the workforce is.
So what are the three things that you think can be done to end violence in the care setting?
What can be done? I would say we need to, we as a collective, meaning government and civil society, need to advocate loudly for an increased, strengthened social welfare workforce and a government that supports it financially. I think we need to call on governments to ensure that children are counted, especially children in alternative care. And I would say as well that caregivers and staff of residential care facilities are also trained and supported in how to work with children with those unique needs who are victims of violence, but also how to positive discipline. I mean, a lot of the people that are taking care of children haven't necessarily been trained to do so well. And I think what else? I would say, focusing on alternative care specifically, we need to expand family-based alternative care and really begin decreasing our reliance on residential care facilities.
Thank you so much. Thank you. For inviting us to this very awesome forum. We have learned a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, thank